In a crime that shook Britain to its core and left 3 young girls dead, comes an unexpected turn. An 18-year-old man who went into a Taylor Swift-themed dance studio on July 29, 2024, and committed what prosecutors called a stabbing rampage, killed 3 young girls, and attempted to kill many more, has pled guilty to all charges. In the beginning, 18-year-old Axel Rubakubana was rumored to be an asylum seeker arrived by boat, which led to widespread rioting and protests. The day after the tragedy, violence broke out at a mosque near the crime scene. Rioters ended up attacking hotels housing migrants, hitting police with bricks and bottles, and setting fire to police vehicles. In the end, more than 1,200 people ended up being arrested in the mass violent protests, and they were sentenced to up to 9 years in prison. He is, in fact, a born and raised citizen of England, born in Wales, but his parents are from Rwanda. Rubakubana originally pled not guilty, and his trial was set to begin as soon as jury deliberations were set and just getting underway. However, his guilty pleas have brought that to a quick end. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer welcomed the outcome and stated, "It was a moment of trauma for the nation." He continued to say, "There are grave questions to answer as to how the state failed in its ultimate duty to protect these young girls, as well as Britain will rightly demand answers, and we will leave no stone unturned in that pursuit." Yvette Cooper, the UK Home Secretary, said that there would be a public inquiry to get to the truth about what happened and what needs to change. The crime happened just at the beginning of summer holidays, at the Hearts Base in the seaside town of Southport in England's northwest, where the young girls had just gathered to learn yoga and dance to Taylor Swift songs. It was meant to be a day of happiness and fun for the girls, but sadly turned into a moment of sheer terror for the young ones, as Rubakubana burst in armed with a knife and began stabbing the girls and their teacher. The girls ranged in age from as young as 8 up to 13, suffering varying knife wounds, as well as their teachers Leanne Lucas and a Mr. John Hayes. Axel Rubakubana absolutely refused to speak in court during the entire process, including when he was asked to identify himself. He did, however, break his silence when he was asked to enter a plea and pled guilty to each of the charges as they were read out to him. All in all, he pled guilty to 3 counts of murder, 10 counts of attempted murder, and other charges stemming from the possession of the deadly poison ricin and having an Al-Qaeda manual. Rubakubana killed Alice Da Silva Aguiar, who was 9, Elsie Stancombe, who was only 7, and Bebe King, who was just 6 years old. 8 other girls were wounded, as well as their instructor Leanne Lucas and a man who worked at the business next door, John Hayes, who ran in to intervene. There were also 15 other girls, some as young as 5, present at the time. However, they were not injured and cannot be named. Rubakubana's lawyer, Stanley Rise, said he plans to present evidence and information of his client's mental health, which may be relevant in his sentencing. Prosecutors say that Rubakubana had a sickening and sustained interest in death and violence. He's facing life in prison. Hayes told Sky News that after being seriously injured, he was hugely upset that he wasn't able to help more than he did, but he did what he could, given the circumstances. He's expected to make a full recovery. Sadly, others may not. The police stated that the stabbings haven't been classified as a terrorist attack because the motive isn't yet known. The police ended up charging Rubakubana charges of the production of ricin and information which is likely to be useful to a person who may be willing to commit a terrorist act. The evidence was found in a search of his family's home. What are your thoughts on this story? Should he be charged with terrorism charges considering the evidence? Or should the motive actually be known before such charges are brought down? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Turn on your notifications so you can know exactly when we post new content. And as always, I'm your host, Derek Mogulski. I'll see you in the next video.